and I make tunes under the name Totems, which is like sort of just for all the beats and like electronic stuff I make. I got into making beats when I was about 13 or 14 when my friend Kieran showed me how to use Fruity Loops. Like we just made terrible, horrible drum and bass for ages, but after a while we started like, you know, developing stuff, and I don't know, I just used to like wag school a lot and then go home and make beats, and then I eventually started getting good at it, and I was like, oh, I should like try and like pursue this as a thing, because I was mostly playing like rock music at the time. I was in like a lot of bands in high school, mostly like real loose, harshy, noisy, whatever bands. Like, yeah, one was called Bandicoot, and Kitsunagari, and People, Fat Angry Man, Halloween, and probably some other ones. I think there's a pretty weird correlation between them in terms of the repetition and like finding a groove to stay on. Not necessarily sonically, you know, because obviously loud guitars and like ambient pads and breakbeats are like so far away, but I just think within the groove and repetition there's something that I'm like always really into, just like finding a groove that like puts you in a trance. I think the vibe of what I'm doing mostly just falls into like jungle and footwork, and I guess like general sort of like beats, like the LA scene and stuff like that. But it's just really psychedelic take on like dance music, I guess. I don't know if there's really much of an audience in New Zealand for I mean, there's an audience for D&B, like the more straightforward kind of stuff, but I think what I'm making is like a bit more wonky and like kind of all over the place. And like, I don't know, if you played like my stuff to like a traditional D&B head, they'd probably be like, this is weird, you know, or something. But I think if people are into jungle and footwork, they're usually quite open to it. And I think in the last couple of years, I've noticed that way more people listen to footwork than when I first got into it. I think that the totem stuff I have to really like sit down and spend a lot of time thinking about, whereas playing guitar music is way more organic and just kind of happens. But like with you know, with Ableton, it's just like I kind of have to sit there and perfect every little bit. And I also have the ability to do that. Like, I can go and change everything to make it sound like exactly how I want, but you know, I can't do a perfect drum performance or guitar performance. You know, there's always going to be an imperfection, which is cool. I like that, but that's, yeah, it's the guitar music is just like more unrestrained and like straightforward, I guess.